South Africa, our beautiful but turbulent country, where the gap between those with opportunities and those with none is growing every day. At the root of the problem is a failed education system. Every year, 400,000 young people drop out of education before reaching grade 12. Today, more than 5 million young people are unable to find work, and the situation is worse for young people in rural areas, who are effectively locked into a future of low skills and manual labor. But the future is not set. It is a journey. What if one small intervention could change the course of a young person's life? What if they could learn new skills, which at the right time could open the way to a future of skilled employment? I'm Dr. Robin Stead, and I've dedicated the last 3 decades of my life to creating that moment. I've developed a way of offering sustainable IT training to remote learners across Southern Africa. They gain IT skills that open the door to employment or to running their own enterprise. The results have been very positive, but we could be helping many more young people. The model involves finding local entrepreneurs and partnering with them to launch their own IT training business. They don't need to be a trainer, but they do need to have the enthusiasm to find students and to run their own center. We currently have about 17 centers around the country. The training is 100% digital. No prior computer experience is required, but it does take time and hard work. When they've mastered the program, they will have become familiar with basic IT skills. They'll have earned a recognized certificate leading to credits. The program is based on simulations where they're able to experiment in a safe environment until they succeed. And we've even found that this system works for people who are regarded in the corporate world as untrainable. It does require web access. That is mainly for certification, but it's low bandwidth and runs on budget hardware. We've recently introduced into centers a novel workstation based on the Raspberry Pi, a powerful little computer the size of a pack of cards, which is open source based. The results? Well, I think they're amazing. We have 1,400 young people who've completed the program, received certificates, which are approved by the MICT CETA, and which they can use to find employment. One center found that 80% of the cashiers in retail stores in the surrounding towns and villages were graduates from his center. One example is a young lady called Makrita, who had no prior experience in computers, completed the program, applied for a job with a local bank, and was successful. Once she had the job, she was told that she had scored 95% in the bank's test that they'd applied prior to employment, and that this was about double what most other people scored in that test. We also find that young people speak in a way that shows that they've begun to believe in themselves, to believe that they can succeed. Our centers show an amazing 98% retention rate, which means that only 2% of young people drop out of the course, and that because either they found employment or because they're not able to afford the fees. Launching a center does require funding, which tends to come from different sources. But once set up, the intention is that they would become self-sustaining. The students pay, the entrepreneur makes a living, and Skillwise receives a fee for their services. But the students are poor, so the chain at best runs on a break-even basis. So what's next? The model works, but on a shoestring budget. We want to launch many new centers to refine and expand the model, to explore smarter ways to fund them and to run them. We take time to gather data and understand what works and how to improve the system. I hope you've been able to capture some of the enthusiasm that we have. We have a real meaningful way to increase those moments of critical intervention and to expand the islands of hope among our rural communities. Thank you.